if you're returning back, thank you for coming. I appreciate your support. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about speaking life to our children. Yes, I am taking it there. So as a mom, as somebody that has worked with children, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of interactions. There's been a lot of interactions that I've had to have with not only my students, but also their parents. But there's also been things that I've been seeing between parents and their children, my students, and just even what we hear or what I've heard on the TV, what I've seen on the TV, what I've heard on the radio. Like, I've heard so much, and like, our children need encouragement. Like, what we say to them matters. You know, what they hear from us matters. Just like what they see from us matters, what we say to them matters. Like, how many times have we heard the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? You know, as much as we said that, I know me personally, as much as I said that growing up, like, now that I'm older, looking back on it, it's like, even when I was a child, I said those things when people said things to me and whatnot, but those words did hurt me. And even now as an adult, still, there are some things that people may say, whether it's intentional or by accident, they don't mean it at all, it still hurt me. And the same thing just goes for our children. Like, we need to be the ones to help build them up. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Like, speak life. Like, our words, the words that we have can either, and I'm not sure what scripture this is in, but our words have the power to either build someone up, or in that same sentence we can use to build somebody up, our words can possibly tear somebody down. And that goes for anybody, but especially for our children. Our children look up to us as parents. We are the ones that are supposed to protect them. We are the ones that are supposed to guide them. But oftentimes, knowingly, in some cases, but even unknowingly, we are not in the position that we are supposed to be in to encourage our children, to help build them up, to let them know that, okay, I am somebody, that I matter, that what I do matters, that what I say does matter. Because when they go out in the world, like, they don't know our kids the way that we know them. They don't love our kids the way that we love them. There's so many things to even dive further into, but I'm not going to, not in this video. But it's so important that we go ahead and let our kids know that we love them, that we let them know that they're special, because they are special. They're one of a kind. That even though the world may tell them these other things, that that's not who they are. And even coming from a biblical, because I did quote scripture, even coming from a biblical standpoint, we are who God says that we are. Our identity isn't what and other people say that we are and what people think of us, but it's in who God says that we are. And we say that, and we know this as adults, but I think it's very important that we transfer that we teach that to our children as well. Because kids out here are getting bullied. Kids out here are committing suicide because they're getting bullied. And, you know, we don't necessarily know how their life was at home. So maybe it was a combination of home life isn't doing well, and then they go to school, which for some children, school is an escape, and then they're dealing with a not so good situation there. So that stacked on top of this, you know, eventually it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. So y'all, we have to be so mindful. So I know we want to discipline our kids. I know we want to teach our kids right from wrong, which is exactly what we should do. But in the midst of looking at the things that our children need help with, let's not forget to look at what it is that they are doing that's positive, the good things that they are doing, because we don't want to be so focused on the negative that we tend to forget about the positive things that are happening. Because I'm not sure about you, but I know for me, I think my childhood was, it wasn't perfect by any means. I don't think anybody's childhood is perfect, but I do remember getting encouraged, and that did help me. Now, there were some instances, not any fault of my parents at all, but outside of my parents, because like I said, you have your home, and I believe that home should definitely set a foundation for so many things, and it does, whether it's positive or negative. It just is what it is. But even outside of home, I was told different things like, oh, just me being transparent, oh, you're so skinny. And it wasn't, just classmates and things like that, but it was also other people that were supposed to be close to me. And after a while, when you continue to hear something over and over, it takes root, and you start to believe that thing about yourself, whether it's true or even if it's not true. That's how you tend to look at yourself. So I try my best, even me looking at myself, I try my best to uplift my children and encourage them and speak life. And especially when, a negative thought comes out, they verbally say it, I'm like, okay, no, that's not what you are. This is who you are. Because as adults, we struggle with that. So we aren't the only ones that struggle with it. Our kids struggle with that as well. So that's another thing to be mindful of, that it's a constant battle. In a way, it's a constant battle, and we have to be mindful. We have to keep that on the forefront of our minds, that, when our kids say, oh, I don't do anything right, it's like, combating that with like, no, you're struggling with this. This is what we can do to help. Or no, just because you can't do that right now doesn't mean you won't always be able to do that. Or not smart enough. Oh, you are smart enough. Or you may be struggling with this, but you can do this. Or, when they say I can't, I can. When they say I won't, I will. Just depending on the situation. When they say I don't feel like it, it's like, even though you don't feel like it, this is what you can do to get this done. And we are in a world, y'all, like, there's so much stuff happening. There's so much stuff that's going on. And I don't want us to forget about our kids. I don't. Because a lot of times when things happen, kids are the last thing we think about. And it should not be that way. I know, the quote says, children are our future. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I agree with that. But they're also our present. Like, the very things that affect them while they're children can affect them also, when they become adults. So we have to see our children like they are so precious. They are, oh, y'all, when I get worked up, I get worked up. So I apologize. But I did want to go ahead and share with you something that I've done with my kids. And the younger two, they haven't done it yet. But with the oldest, they have done this. And we're actually going to do it over again, because I want it to be on something that's more durable. So I'm going to share this with you. It's just an idea of something that you may want to do with your children. So what I had my kids do, I had them write their name, whatever they want to use. You can have any type of materials. You can use crayons. You can use markers. You can use pencils. Whatever it is they want to use, they can be as creative as they want to be. This is definitely a hands-on project, and it's not something that it needs to be done in a certain time frame. However long it takes is however long it takes. Don't let it be rushed at all. This is also an opportunity to communicate with your children, to listen to them, to have different topics and different discussions. Like, whatever comes up, be open to not only speak about those things, but to be able to listen as well, because a lot of times we're listening to respond and not to just listen and hear them out. So this year, I had them write their name, and when I did that, I asked them, okay, what's some positive things about yourself, or what's some things that you like about yourself. And so as they come up with these words, they write these words out. So y'all, this paper has been through it, which is another reason why I wanted to do something that was more durable. But this here, so my daughter, I hope y'all can see it, but she wrote her name, and then she also wrote other things. So beautiful, unique, proud, great, nice, brave, kind, happy, good, gifted, smart, friendly, talented, important, creative. So these are just a few words, but like whatever your children think of that's positive, whatever it is that they can come up with, let them write to their heart's content. Let them create to their heart's content. And don't even just keep it to just words. Like if they want to draw pictures, let them draw pictures. If they want to scribble, whatever it is that they want to do, let them do it. And when they are finished with that, have a discussion, not only after they finish, but while they're doing it. And make sure they put it up somewhere in their room where they will be able to see it. Now, I don't really recommend using, paper, because as y'all can see, it will get, worn out and everything. But if you can use something that's more durable, I'm thinking about personally using a canvas. So we'll be using paint brushes and things like that, but use a canvas. You can use a poster board that's more durable. You can use cardstock that's more durable as well. But thank you so much for watching. If you've done anything like this, or if you do affirmations with your children, let me know in the comment section. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.